Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going over fire. Okay. First things first, I want to go over the effect that's used right here.
No, you can't handle fire.
Oh, that. If you've watched the documentary, I show you how all the video I used. So I highlighted all of these basically, and the drums, but for the time's sake, I went over to pitch and I used this plugin here, and I went slow down. That was it. That's how I made it, and it adds so much to the song, especially since there's this nice big gap here. When I do this, introduce AG, and then he goes off. So, you know, nice. First things first. This is where's the demo? Here's the demo. I need to enable it. No, it's there. It's just grey. No, it isn't. It is disabled. Oh, because it's muted. This is what it sounds like originally. Definitely hear all the digital elements.
AJ, black on black, look at me, I finally got my money right on it.
And then there's all the added things. Of course, all of the things here, all of the synth stuff are all digital. They're all digital synths. The only processing I did for any of them is this True Verb Early Bird preset from Jason Joshua, just to push this tiny thing. It's just to push it more back in the mix, because it was a bit too loud and a bit too harsh and a bit too present. Just kind of push it back. Let it be. Let everything else breathe. And I kind of did lie. There is this. This is just every time the vocal plays.
Everything big is fire. Everything big is fire.
It's on very low setting so that the vocals can just come through, because a lot of mid-range, and I just wanted to make sure the vocals were up front and present, because this vocal or this song kind of needs it. If we go into the drums, my good God, there is a lot here.
Everything big is fire.
First things first, let's not go over the hats, because they're digital. You can tell because they got the original name of the beat, and the snares and bongos.
Everything.
We should do this. Bongo. It's not really a bongo. It's kind of more of a rim, but the way I hit it on the snare, because these are both live, are kind of wrong. I kind of hit it weirdly, and it got that. For the snare, it got probably quite a bit actually. 4. Not bad with a high pass on. Don't want to attack the low end. Being very creative, clearly, with the Pro Q3. It is absolutely boiling in my room. England's decided to heat up. Stay hydrated. I know I did this because there's... Yeah. That doesn't sound awful. But I was just removing some thud because I just wanted it to be much more controlled and not as hard hitting, if that makes sense, because I wanted the kicks and everything to do that for me. We got Voice of God, definitely to beef it up, even though I've literally just said I wanted to remove it, but clearly, what's this actually doing? I'll take this out. Okay, it's kind of more presence in a way, and then you just got some basic compression, just hitting the peaks really. And then for the bongos, you got the same thing that the True Verb, that's just pushing it back. Get some more depth in this mix, because it's all in your face, you know, kind of want some layers in your song. That's what I did for that. And then the kicks are all on 2 different channels, because they were, if you've heard the song, you would know they're very, very lively. Kind of like a Jersey club beat. I like it. This, as you can tell, is the original kick from the demo, and it's mixed ever so lightly into the mix. Kind of give it more of that thump because it kind of did lack it. And this song is definitely more of a club type song, Jersey club. So it needs to have that presence and that bang. So the digital kick is mixed in with the live ones here. And I'm just cutting all the high end. Yeah, just making it even more beefy by cutting out the low end. I just want the lows. I want the lows and the mids. I didn't want anything else. The crash, which unfortunately is digital, but everything is fire. It's clearly an attempt at RVox, because if you can kind of clear up, as I've shown previously, kind of a bit of the harshness by using the Archon by pushing it down quite much. But I didn't do it with the song, as the song, again, it needs the thub, and the crash only appears in the chorus, so it's got to be loud, so that's what it's got to be. Is there anything else? I've done the kicks, the hats don't really count. Anything beat-wise? No, there's a riser, you know, but again, digital, I'm not going to go over it. The master, this is pretty much on all of them. I don't change it. It stays like this, and then you mix into a limiter, and it's not actually doing anything. I think it is maybe black on black. Look at me, I finally got my money right. Quite a lot of peaks from the kick and everything, and that's fine. That's my mix bus basically, even though it's not on the mix bus, but it's my mix bus. I don't know why I did it like this way. And you got Gold Particle, which is doing literally everything, limiting and whatever this EQ does. I'm not entirely sure. But you got the amount as 0. It's not doing anything. So the EQ is probably not being used for it, which is fine. And then all Vox from both mine and AG's vocals go into this 1073. And I will admit, this didn't come to me. This wasn't me who was thinking this. Because might as well show you that on the vocals we have, for the distortion, we have this preset I made. And that was doing the main distortion. And one of my friends, another engineering buddy of mine, Jerry, suggested if you wanted some more analog distortion, you use the 1073. So I thought, alright. And we did this. Which is kind of, if I play black on black, look at me. Everything big is fire. Everything big is fire. Everything big is fire. Everything big is fire. Which definitely works. You can definitely hear that when the fire happens, you can definitely feel much more of the distortion. So it was a very good choice on his part. I can't claim credit, unfortunately, for that. And everything, the beat is being turned down 6 dB. Oh yes, because I didn't manually turn it down by clip gating it. I did it like this. Okay. I guess just vocals. Oh. Got drum bus, clipping if it reaches that high, and definitely it does. This drum bus preset. That's what it's taking away. It is taking away that thud. Because that's very low. What frequency? That's 50. A lot of the sharpness of the hats and everything, just getting rid of it. Because if I play it without, it was a bit too much. I want it to more controlled, and there's even parallel drum compression, which I barely use. I don't do parallel compression for drums. I don't know why, but clearly this song decided it needed it because I wanted the thump, and the parallel drum compression is not here. Where the hell is it? It's in the file, isn't it? Yeah, here we go. Parallel compression, and we got the distraction. How much is it doing? Everything big is fire. Everything big is fire. Everything big is fire. Everything big is fire. Everything big. Just adding a tiny ounce of distortion to the drums and just controlling them as a whole, I suppose. Kind of like the soothe and the drum parallel connecting. Lovely. Let's not dwindle any longer. We've got the main vocals, and the main vocals, on my behalf, of course, are the autotune. It's the exact same for everything. I have the great that one of my tutors taught me in a lesson is that I have all of my autotunes on the first slot of these 4 these 4. It's technically 5, but if I duplicate, it counts. The first slot, so if I move the autotune to this, it won't work. As you can see, I've just fiddled with this, and if I go on to this one, it also is carried it with. I love that. I don't have to manually change everything. I just change one, which is amazing. You do it by grouping all of these 4, all of these, and grouping them as one, and set it that only insert 1 is affected. So when you change insert 1, everything changes. So if there's not tuning, there's an EQ, a fab filter doing something, doing a low pass at 50, you only need to do it 1. Then every track, the EQ and the group will be affected. That has the EQ on slot 1 will be affected. Anywho, I'm pretty sure this is not the same, because this is the verse one and it's the mix is 60, but if I go onto the hook, it's actually less, which is nice. It's a little less, gives you something to kind of look forward to. I thought it was the other way around, but no, clearly I don't know my own songs. And this, what's this? Yes, this is this bit. Yeah, it's giving, that is a lovely reverb. That is definitely the preset, and I definitely turned the mix down. Maybe even fiddled with it. That's just... It's just, it's just boring. It's just boring, and I want some attitude. I want some life, and I did it. That's how I did it. You can barely hear it in the actual mix. I need to solo it so you can actually hear the verb, but it's there. It's lovely. The main vocals and everything. This is clearly this was me testing stuff when we did it. Or this is where me and Jerry testing stuff, because there's 1073 there, and I clearly moved it to everything so it fits his Vox as well, because the way everything is set, all my vocals go to this, all the ad-libs and my doubles go here, all of his leads go here, all of his ad-libs and doubles go there, and then his backgrounds go into there, and then every single one of those buses are into here. And then that goes into there. Beautiful. I'm getting a very dry mouth. Ooh. I'm not used to talking. That's not good. Anyway, for the EQ, I think this is probably the simplest EQ on the entire project, which is something, because all of these songs were strangely mixed at different times. These were mixed as they went along. And this is the EQ doing an absolute behemoth. Getting rid of it. The low cut. Actually sounds kind of nice with it out. And then you got your basic highs. Which is kind of to the reason why they're probably so high. How long? It's 5 and basically 2 is not that high, but the distortion will turn down the highs. So I kind of wanted to boost them to kind of even it out a little bit. And then you got the Bomb Factory 76. I was definitely testing this plugin out at the time because I heard Serban Gainer and John Haynes use it. And I thought, if it works for them, it might work for me. I actually own this plugin because it's an Advid stock and it's really good sounding. So it's here in all of its glory. And I know for a fact, without even me playing it, this thing is doing 20 dB.
No, you can't handle that from the gas, we burn propane. Fuck 'em so we never maintain. Play with the team, don't know your name, don't know me.
It's being absolutely slammed, because why not? It sounded good, and I liked it. The transients are coming through because the attack isn't smacking it, but the release is really quick, but it doesn't matter because I've overloaded the plugin. So that's the EQ. Soothe, of course.
You can't handle that from the gas, we burn propane. Fuck 'em so we never maintain. Play with the team, don't know your name. No, you
kind of slots it back into the mix. And that's what I wanted, because it kind of stood out a bit too much. Like, I know I wanted this to be a banger, but I want the kicks to be more present because I want it to really thud. And the vocals can kind of take a step back because you're vibing and you're dancing and all of that. So that's how I envisioned it anyway. And then you got your basic and, you know, relatively new. It's got the lo-fi on it. Telephone, that's what it's called. And you got pan, which If I you can just hear it, which is definitely because this has distortion on it. Everything has distortion on it except for the backgrounds. The doubles here, nothing else is thing. That's interesting. I don't have it. Oh God, no! There's a phone. Oh no! Oh, that's poor timing. I'm gonna talk over it. Can you hear it? I think you can just hear it. Thank God for the SM7B doesn't capture that much background noise. That's interesting. I've only just noticed there's no double there. Oh well. It's way too late to rebounce. Anyway, back to AG the artist. He came through with a sick ass verse. And we got the distortion here because he came with his pre-auto tune, so it's built in. So I didn't add any because he already had it. I can't tell you what mic he used, but it's probably more like a Blue Yeti or something very cheap, or maybe the Audio Technica mic or something. And then you got basically the same EQ as mine, but we're just doing more low end and all of that. The same EQ, just a bit more attack.
Black on black, look at me, I finally got my money right. On the top floor, she looking good, she wanna.
And all the buttons are pressed in for the ratio. It's an all-in type of scenario for everything. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't mention that. I am pumping these. I want these things to be tight. And the same soothe as me. Actually, no, it's not. It's actually slightly different. Yeah, the sharpness is more powerful because I'm just controlling whatever room he was recording in. Just control it. Slot it into the mix. De-esser. I didn't show you the de-esser, but the de-essers are the exact same. Just the same frequencies and all of that. All of his backgrounds, the doubles, or no, not the doubles. The doubles are here. The backgrounds, I should really, so you can see it. These are all radioed out. I know for a fact. I thought that said SSL. Not gonna lie, it is distorted out. It says telephone because they already came with telephone effects.
Go, yeah.
You know what? Just prove me wrong, Mix. You prove that I know nothing about my own songs.
Go, yeah. Go, yeah.
Can you hear that? I hear that background noise. I did not fix that. There's not a single plugin here to deal with that. That is in the main song, and you can't hear it, can you?
Black on black, look at me.
You can't. What's the point? And you go.
I got my money right on the top.
They're panned left and right just a tad, just to get them out of the center. So there's a little bit of is diction the right word? There's a little bit of texture, so they're not all on top of one another. They are separate. Like you can clearly hear them, and they definitely have the same. Yeah, there you go. Absolutely, everything's the exact same, except for RVox. I actually am doing a gate. You know what? I really don't know anything. I should just stop talking. Yeah, there you go. Doing a tiny bit of a gate, but clearly didn't fucking work, did it? But it's all right. It's absolutely fine. Nobody noticed except for when I played it. And there's only a couple of doubles back here. And different EQ, because I EQ'd my backgrounds to be slightly different than the main, because these aren't distorted. So I'm kind of just giving it an extra texture, basically. There wasn't really that much thought. The compression is the exact same. Soothe is the same. S's are the same. I got a doubler. So instead of it being whole down the middle, I'm taking out the middle completely and only having the sides. So it's more of a doubled background instead of just having, more doubled than just having one singular bang in the middle. And you got Reverb again, really pushing it back. That's 15. Yeah, that really pushes it back. There aren't any throws? No, there's no throws on this song at all. And the verb, Valhalla, micro shift, reverb enhancer, just give me more verb. Echo boy, basically radioed out. Micro shift just to have it more wide, get out the way of the vocal, don't want anything stepping on top of one another. Widener, this is a free plugin, it's Fine. I don't use it anymore, but it's here. Oh no. Width. Yeah, just doubler and a H delay, kind of back and forth. Give it some movement. Double of 4. Really only doing the high end, really poking it out, and then parallel compression. How much is this? Right at the back, and then de-essing the parallel compression because it will bring out more of the s and everything. And that's fire. This was the last song recorded for the project, fun fact, and it was recorded basically 2 weeks before I had to hand it in. Because if you didn't know, I made these for a university project. And yeah, I don't recommend making a song 2 weeks before your deadline because then you got to rush it. But I think this is one of the best songs on the project, so it actually turned out pretty well. Don't follow my example, all right? Be prepared. I've learned the hard way when you're not prepared, all right? Make sure you have everything. All right. Is there anything that I've missed? No. Fantastic. Beautiful. 22 minutes later, pretty much, and we got there. Anyway, thank you for watching. Website's in the description, and I will see you at some point for the rest of the album because it's not done yet. Oh my god, the battery's going down. Oh.